I guess that I'll keep on living how I did before. Every day just waking up feels like I'm at war. Every time I turn a page, I'm scared of what's in store. All the pages torn, change I can't afford. I can't take it, I won't make it back. The future lays ahead, but who can tell if it'll last? 'Cause when I look for it, I only see the broken paths. Why am I so attached? I'm burning with a match. Fuck off, wanna take me for a ride, but I won't let it. So cold like an ice pick through the heart, but I won't sweat it. Lost cause, wait a lifetime for the dark, then it's all better. I guess Peter Pan is right, growing up to wasted time. So I think I'll run away, thinking about it every day. I guess Peter Pan was right, growing up to wasted time. So I think I'll run away, thinking about it every day. I guess Peter Pan was right, growing up to wasted time. So I think I'll run away, thinking about it every day.
What's that? Hey there, why you always looking so upset? That's there, nothing's ever good enough, not at all. What's that? Hey there, why you always looking so upset? That's there, nothing's ever good enough, not at all. See you soon, turn up, have fun, I'm a front. I don't really think I vibe with any of you. Catch a ride, now I'm stuck, I'm a diamond in the rough. Always trying to bring me down, never stress. No love, no.
The Morning Fix live radio show will begin shortly. For your best news coverage and commentary, tune in daily at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on The Morning Fix. The Morning Fix live radio show will begin shortly. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, folks of everywhere, wherever you're tuning in from. Another live radio show here on the Morning Fix. It is 10:09 Eastern Standard Time, 10/6/2022, 60 degrees and sunny. Nice, beautiful fall day here in New York City, the Morning Fix headquarters. I'm happy to be here with you guys. Uh, let's get Keisha in here. Keisha, where you at? Where you at? Where
Right
you
here.
at? There she
Good
goes.
morning. What's going on?
That's the laugh. The the straight face laugh. Oh, I'm here. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's make our rounds like we normally do. Good morning, Ted. How are we? Good morning, Christina. How are we?
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Eric. Good morning, Kai. Good morning, Katie. And good morning, Brian. We got Kathy in the building. Good morning, Kathy. Did we track that sweater? Any luck?
Yeah, I'll call when we're done. This happens sometimes when it comes out of Seattle and goes to these certain states. It doesn't track it on my side. I just see it like boom, delivered. But
Good
sure.
morning, Rita. All right. And also as a reminder, everybody, if there is someone new you haven't seen before, we do the shout out every time. Please welcome them in if we're in the midst of a conversation that we getting real heated on and diving in and having a good time. Kiki was a mess. Kiki was a mess, to say the least. Just that whole conversation was just uneasy to me. Just like and then just kept like bringing it back to the truth. Okay, guys, in case you missed it yesterday, we had Kiki Hussein on the show yesterday discussing to us his depiction of what white supremacy is, who are the characters, who could be a character, who could be the advocates for white supremacy. This was like a white supremacy 101 class being taught by a black person who grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas, who served in the Army, in the United States Army, and now living in beautiful Sunnyside, San Diego. I mean, it's
San
absolutely
Diego.
gorgeous there. He's probably there from because after the military, he didn't want to go back to Little Rock because he knew what's better for him. He knew what's
And he
best.
might still be doing work there. I mean, I don't know.
He might be doing some contracting work there. Laura, good
Yeah.
morning. How are you? Good morning. Yeah. So this is coming from a guy who's probably read every microaggression book out there and has now taken everything and made it a stretch. Oh, the way that white person twitched their eyes, that's a sign of white supremacy.
Well, yeah, because the signs are subtle, remember?
Yeah, the signs are subtle, and it's incredible. I just was just I was I had my notes ready. I didn't even get to my all my questions because I will give him credit. He was an open book. He was ready to share. You can tell he really wants to just talk about this stuff. But is this with this kind of conversation that we were talking off air, Keisha? Does
Hmm.
this give birth to a new kind of extremism,
Yes, absolutely.
and how so?
It's how terrorists are born.
Hmm.
So, I mean, ultimately, when you make it a very large issue out of something that's very minute, right? Evil is evil. It's always going to exist. It's never going anywhere. So when you
Yeah.
continue to try to escalate that and you continue to try to make it bigger than it is, what do you get? You get extremism. And he's extreme, extremely extreme. He's dangerous. I mean, he could really put some people in harm's way that really aren't trying to be harmful.
Good morning, sweet kiss.
Good
Good
morning. I
Rita.
saw Mandy's in the building.
Mandy's in here.
Yes.
Mandy,
She's
good morning, Mandy. How you been? She's probably been really busy with the transition.
probably.
She's making sure she's taking care of the
Look
home
how
and
puffy I
making
look
Glenn.
this morning.
She's probably making Glenn plenty of sandwiches.
Wait, look how
And
puffy I am this morning.
did you drink last night after dealing with Kiki?
Absolutely not. I'm still fighting this headache. I don't know what's going on, but I gotta get that real ding today.
Okay. Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to take care of that. We're not going to let that up.
Like,
We're going to make sure that gets help. Are you drinking enough water?
Probably not.
Is it that time of the month?
What is that? I don't even know what that is. That's been gone for
That's
8
done.
years.
Do you get like? Are you in the menopausal phase of your life?
I am done with menopause. I'm fully menopausal.
So wait, you don't get hot flashes no more?
They're not as bad as they were in the beginning, but that's a hormonal control thing. But I'm
Really?
fully menopausal. Yeah, I haven't had a friend visit me in 8 years. Almost 9.
Really? Look at
Yeah,
that. Look at
yeah.
that. So you're just now you're like a dude. Now you're just like,
I'm really a
yeah.
dude now.
Yeah.
I've always
I,
been like a dude.
that's
I've
why
always
they
been like
said,
a dude since birth. I mean, I told my mother I should have been born a boy. You guys have heard that story. So I'm just fully there now. I just need a penis.
oh, before I continued, Christina, I didn't mean to not continue to answer your question. You said, do we need a bottle? A bottle what?
About a what?
Alcohol? Or yeah, I'm
About,
highlighting this question here. Do we
hold
need
on.
a bottle? Like what do we need a
Oh, I
bottle
think
for?
she's talking to Brian. I
Oh, okay, good, okay.
don't think she's talking to us.
All
I don't think
right.
she's
What was we got a long comment here. No, just that when it comes down to it, comes good and evil, black versus white, or demo versus Dem versus Republican. Sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
uh,
think it's and I don't even think it's that complicated. I think it's just evil versus evil. Like we were talking about this morning. It's evil has been here since the beginning of time, Uh Cain and Abel. I mean, that's the demographic of life, right? So the balance is good versus bad. Even your superheroes, right? There's a good guy, there's a bad guy. It's always been this battle of good versus evil.
yeah,
So you're always going to have that in the way life unfolds. There's a reason why we keep seeing it play out that way. No matter the movie, there's a bully, there isn't a bully. Like, no matter what the movie is, there's always good versus evil. There's always the person who does the right thing and there's always the person who does the wrong thing. And that's it. It's just that simple.
yeah. And I again just hearing the rhetoric that's being spewed about this whole white supremacy nonsense, which really didn't have a long life, to be honest with you. Like it had its spurts. Right? You had the Ku Klux Klan, and yes, we know Thunderfoot has spoken to some people. Guys who you don't know Thunderfoot.
Yes.
Thunderfoot is a TikTok creator, but he's also alluded. You know, hey, I've had conversations with Klan members and so on and so forth. Yeah, do they exist? But yes, what extent do they exist? Are they really controlling our lives? Are
No,
they, you know,
no. They exist more in prison and in biker gangs than anywhere else, if
yes.
that makes sense, right? So in a collective controlled environment, yes, they exist. Um, but a lot of that is a lot of people who are a part of these types of organizations generally are pushed into them by their surroundings, right? So when you go to prison, you have no choice but to, you know, band with your own, right? So that's just how they segregate you. So my tattoo artist who did most of all of the ink, 99% of the ink on my body, uh, he was in prison for counterfeit, right? I always ask him if he has some money buried somewhere because it would be nice to dig that up. Um, but he said he wasn't racist until he went to prison.
Mm,
And so even in prison, you're not allowed to ink anyone outside of your race. If a fight breaks out, you have to stand with your race, you eat with your race, you hang out with your race. Everything is about race. He goes, so prison allows for that diversity. He goes, prison allows for that type of hatred and it feeds it. And so he goes, when you leave prison, especially if you've been in there for a long time, it's really hard to shake that mentality because you've been living it for years. So, I mean, I think it's just collectively we breed hatred. We
yeah.
breed evil. That we like it because that's what life is built on, drama.
And folks, I just started a new poll right now. You guys can check it out. America is rooted in white supremacy. You can vote yes, you can vote no. Let's go ahead and put our votes in on that. We're taking a tally of
And
everything
as you
just
can
to see
see
where
right
everybody
there,
is.
Christina said that it was from no, she wasn't talking to Brian. It says every time we heard the word white supremacy yesterday, we took a
Oh,
shot. So I
shot.
was
Yeah.
jokingly asking if we needed a bottle today.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-mm.
today, Christina.
Mm-mm.
Not
No, it's just that kind of conversation. I just asked Keisha just like personally, how much can we really buy Do we really believe Kiki buys all of that? And to
Yes.
some extent, I don't think he buys 100% of it. I think a good majority of it, maybe about maybe 65 to 70%. He's fleshing out the rest, and he's also being provocative as well to counter the narrative. Are you really a conservative? Let me weigh you out. Let me see where you at. Let me see how strong you are in your opinions. I'm gonna stay stern in mine because that's what I get from him. Because at the end of it, he's like, Keisha, you know I love you. Despite the fact you guys bump heads real hard. Like I'm just like, is this for sport with this guy, or is he just really buying this?
Well, I think some of it he buys. I think some of it is for sport. I think he likes the confrontation. Um, but like I told you this morning, I don't think he's prepared for us, right?
Yeah.
Like we come in serious about it. We come in with the hard questions. We're not stupid. And I just don't think that he is prepared for us.
Hmm.
And so that's why he kind of backpedals. That's why he doesn't really have an answer. That's why he talks in a circle because he's not prepared for what we're about to give him. He's used to that clock app nonsense that where people are retarded.
So 100% of our followers are all on the same page with us. 100% voted no. America's not rooted in white supremacy,
That part.
and that is a good saving grace, right? Even if there was a somewhat, right? Again, having the deeper conversation
Well,
that cost a lot of
everyone's
people's
white.
lives,
I think,
huh?
but us. I think everyone here is white, but us.
In our group, well, Christina, is she white? Christina,
She's Greek. She's
she's
white.
Greek. Okay, that's Mediterranean, but I'll let that slide.
Oh my
uh,
god.
Mandy's black by proxy, right? So I
So
mean,
is
come on.
Christina. So is
Okay,
Christina.
there you go. And by the way, where the hell is Mandingo these days?
So Mandingo is on a slight timeout. So he
This
is
long?
listen, I'm gonna share a little something for you people.
Mm,
Mandingo is
mm.
watching. He's watching. He's
Oh,
watching.
oh, look at this. Look at this.
What?
Christina found the emotes. Did you find the emotes?
Oh, this looks like AJ with a pink wig. Oh,
Is did Christina figure out the emotes? If you did, can you share it with everybody how that whole
she
thing works?
did. She's so smart. I love her. Yeah, so Mandingo is still watching. Mandingo is around. He is
Hi,
fully
Mandingo.
aware of everything that's
We
happening
miss
on
you,
the clock
buddy.
app.
We
He's
miss you,
fully
buddy.
aware of everything that's happening on the clock app. He is not far. Um,
This is a
Probably in the
long
next
time out.
yes, but he had to do this to get his shit together. Like, some people need some self-evaluation. He has
Oh,
to focus
like
on
no,
what's
on a
important.
serious tip.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Some people
okay.
need to figure out and focus on what's important, and recognize he's recognizing that not everyone's his friend and the clock app is full of shit. And him and Christina are trying to work on some things and get their shit together. And with that being said, in the next few weeks, months coming up, guess who's gonna resurface? So y'all might want to be prepared because when he rears his ugly head, some of y'all gonna get yours bit off because he's been watching.
Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, I've been
Christina
on a
on a
leash.
leash.
On a leash. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
curious because I'm like, where the heck did he go? Like he just vanished. Like I
I just talked
without
to
a
Mandingo last night. I
like
talked to him all the time.
there was no letter like dear macho, I'm gonna step away for a moment and
I talk
you
to
know.
Mandingo all the time. I just talked to
Hey,
him all
Ted got the emote. Ted got an
yes.
emote. Nice. That's awesome. It's great to see. All right,
Okay,
guys.
but
You
you see
guys.
that it didn't translate over?
No, it didn't because I'm using a stream software. Right? Don't give away the secrets. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just
My
playing.
bad.
But yes, there
Morning.
are there are emotes there for you guys. If you guys want to throw emotes in, I'm figuring out the sound alerts, Brian. Give me a second. But soon, very soon, we're gonna have sound alerts, maybe some other stuff. You guys can play around with the channel page so that we can
Oh,
have the
look, there's
engagement.
more.
Hey, Kai, there you go, Kai. All right, nice, nice. Yeah, I'm glad to see that that's working. That's awesome. And you guys keep throwing emotes in there because that what that does is it raises the visibility of the channel because you guys continue to put comments in the comment section. So even if I want to say anything. I don't really got nothing to say. Help me out. So hell, I helped your asses out. I put emotes in there. So you guys could just throw that emotes. And by the way, I just earned subscription rights on TikTok. So on Saturday, Keisha and I will probably have a good time. I don't want to unveil what we're planning. We'll wait for that other stuff that we were talking about. But maybe this Saturday we'll have fun. We'll play some music on the clock app. You and I will do like something in the morning if you're up for it on a Saturday morning.
Sure.
Saturday early. She's like, oh God, like, yes, all right. I have a life, you know?
That's fine. I mean, I don't have anything planned. On Friday night is that dinner. Me and Jelani will be together.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Are you
getting
gonna
dressed.
are you gonna look like you're with him just to like stunt, or are you just gonna like, I'm here
N-
for you like as a support?
No, I'll be standing by his side just so people understand that he does have black people in his life. Um,
What I'm
and I-
saying is just like making his current wife, that's still his wife. Make her
yes,
jealous.
yes. No, absolutely not.
Like
She's
you
gonna
should get one of your homegirls on the
no.
clock app because I know you have your connections,
First of
and be
all,
like
first of
stand
all,
next to
no,
Jelani in
listen. No, no,
pictures
no, no. Jelani has plenty of women right here that were more than willing to stand next to him. I promise you.
and just snap pictures with him.
Oh yeah, they're all over that. They're all
But
over
he
that.
has to have the hand low, not high, like hand
Oh, he's
low.
got. You know what though? He's a politician, so he has to tread lightly because they'll use it against him later.
They'll be like, "Oh, look at this brother right here putting his hand down low. What is he
Yeah,
doing? Is he a married man? Is he a
yeah.
married man?" They're gonna
He's got to
start
tread
all that.
lightly. He's got to tread lightly. He's got to tread lightly. But I mean, ultimately, we'll be together on Friday. I actually have to get dressed, which is painful.
Yeah, I don't like getting dressed at all. I don't like wearing button ups. I don't like wearing ties. I
Yeah,
don't like dressing up at all. Just give me some bummy clothes and some really nice sneakers. I'm
yeah.
good to go.
I would like to show up like I probably was. I'm still considering wearing sneakers.
Sneakers with like what, a dress or
I
like
don't.
some
A what?
jeans.
A who?
Wait, you
I
don't
don't.
wear dresses?
No, I don't even own a dress.
Have you ever wore a dress, a skirt,
When I was 5.
and what? Just all of a sudden you're like, nah, this ain't for me. I'm wearing
I do okay,
jeans.
so I do own a skirt, I think, 1. No, actually, I
Hmm.
own 2 skirts. I wear a skirt occasionally. Um, I still generally wear them with tennis shoes. But, I don't own a dress. Not one. I couldn't pull one out of my closet right now. Everything I own is pants.
Look at that. Look at that.
And
You should have seen her yesterday. She had like her hair all done up, done right. She had the cooning hat on. She was
my hair is
acting
still
up.
done, it's still
And
straight.
then
Tomorrow it'll be done.
Mandy, she was also doing some really shady stuff. Okay. Something that a 48-year-old woman who has 2 grown ass kids should not be doing last night. Yeah, I'm
Bitch.
airing you out.
Really?
You were over
Really?
here jiggling the twins, and you shouldn't be doing that. Like, have some respect, have some self-respect for yourself.
That was
You're
that
not
was
one of
that was
those.
Chris. That was Chris. That had nothing to do with me. That was Chris.
Chris is like, he's about it. I've seen this man. Let me say something about Chris.
This is
There
a
are
fool.
people. There are people who try to kick game. Chris can kick game. Like he
Can he?
sits there. Yes. I've listened to. I've been
I've
on
been
the
on the
on one of his lives that he's on. He likes to circulate. He moves around, and he'll sit there. There's no messages coming out of the man, right? Remember how you like airing out these brothers and saying that whatever.
yes,
We'll
in the
get to that.
DM.
No, he's not. No, he is the voice DM. He'll come in there in front of everybody in the live, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'll take you out on a date. I'll take care of you. You know, we'll have this. And you know what? I treated you so well. We're gonna have sex that night." I'm dead ass, and I'm listening to. I'm like, yeah, he is bold, man.
Chris is
like
stupid.
he's like, ain't nothing but a thing. You in Texas, girl? You in Texas? I'm in Texas.
But the
You
funny
know.
thing is about Chris is that he's just talk. That's what he
Oh,
does.
so you think that's where it stays? You see that
Yeah,
man's
he's just
eyes?
talking.
You
He's
see
just
that man's
talking.
eyes?
What about his eyes?
I feel like he will back it up if you gave him the opportunity. If you were like, I call him on his bluff, Keisha. I bet. Here, boom. Here's a
You
ticket. I got you.
you want me to call him right now on his phone?
You got his number?
I do.
But don't do that. Don't air him out like that. But what I'm saying is,
You sure? I
call
don't have
his
it.
bluff.
Here's the problem. I don't think I actually have it saved though.
Call his bluff. Be like, look, I got it. I got your plane. Don't actually buy it.
Oh,
But
I
look,
do
I
have it
got.
saved.
Just be like, look,
Let me text him. Are you busy?
ah. You can hit him with that line. Hey, at 2 a.m. in the morning, like.
I just texted
So,
him right
all right, I would call his bluff and be like, look, I got a plane ticket
now.
with your name on it.
Oh, he
You
read it. He read it. Hold up.
you coming to my house. Well,
Let's see what
first
he
you
said.
taking me out, like you like to butter me up. So you're gonna take me out. You know what I mean? We'll have dinner. We'll do the whole nine and the charade, and then we'll go back to the crib. All
Hold
right?
on. Yeah. Oh, he said, yeah, we on air.
Oh, he's on. Yeah, he can't get
Okay.
crazy. He can't get crazy. We on air too, Chris. We may not be on nationally televised
I said,
candid
so are
camera.
we. I said, so are we. Okay, never mind.
hmm I just wonder if he really is about it like that. I just feel like that intensity that he brings with him in when he's kicking it.
I don't know because I don't know Chris like that, right? Like, so we don't talk like that. So, I don't know. I talk to
Well,
Chris like I
anyways,
talk to
Mandy,
all of you.
I will say this, Mandy. Everybody throw an emote for Keisha. I will say this. She was out there playing. She was doing some really questionable things
You're
with the
so full
tongue.
of shit.
She's
You're so
out here
full of
with the tongue
shit.
doing some questionable things.
You know,
And then Chris Conscious comes in
no,
and is just getting really excited. And I'm like,
he
wow,
came in
Keisha,
and
you
he
about to have
started
that
it.
man violate a sock tonight. You're about to have
No,
him
Chris.
violate a sock.
This is the funny part. Chris started it. That's how it all started. Was because of Chris. Chris made a comment. And the way you're talking about this, you would swear I had on a t-shirt to my neck like normal. And you're acting like I was running around with like a tube top on. Like what are you doing right now?
But what were you doing? What were you doing? Now,
I
don't
was
illustrate
making
it right
fun
here on
of
the
the
morning fix.
situation. You act like as though I was serious. You know me better.
Hey,
Why are
look at
you
all the
trying to put me in like
emotes. Look at
that?
all
Like
the
that?
emotes. Hey, I feel special that I'm getting emotes in
Why
here.
are you trying to play me when you get out of here? Next topic.
No
We
one's
move
trying to
on.
no one's trying to play. I'm saying you were doing some, doing your thing like
I
single
wasn't
people
doing
do.
anything. You're so stupid.
And then you're like, it was almost like a fly catcher because Chris came in there quickly. It's like he knew he had a sixth sense. He's like, wait, I know
He's in
something's
the
shaking. I'm just not
he's in
sure exactly
producer
what's shaking.
capacity. He's in producer capacity right now, he just said.
Oh man, I was offered a producer role and I was like, man, that's just so much work. But I do it right here on the morning Fix. I do the producing, I do this, I'm right here, I'm the talent. Like there's a lot of
And you're
work that
not
goes
very
into
good
this.
at it.
Oh my god. Can you give me some credit? There's a lot of managing here.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no. No, 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 no. This is karma right now. Since you was trying to call me out about I was being inappropriate last night when you know damn well I wasn't. So this is your karma. This is your karma right now. It's your karma.
Well, Christina says when I grow up, I want to be like Keisha. So there you go.
Okay. Okay.
That's my apology right there. See, you have the morning fix army over here having your back, so I don't want to hear it.
They always have my back. Moving along.
So P Diddy's in some mess right now, and you're probably gonna be like, "Damn, why are we talking about this?" Oh well, you see, look at that smile, look at that smile. She's up to something. She's up to. You think I'm not? You thought I wasn't gonna spot that?
Go
What you
ahead.
smiling about? What he said?
He didn't say nothing. I'm about to
Uh
get your ass in a second. Go on and talk about P. Diddy.
All right, so Diddy over here is in some mess because a lot of people are talking mess about him. And here's what's going on about the industry and saying that he's robbing people of money. And they brought it up on the
Oh yes, I
Breakfast
saw
Club just
this.
recently. So let's check this
Down
out.
the line, he has an artist. And then recently, his artist is upset because he's basically said allegedly that Mace didn't pay him, and there was problems.
Yeah.
And do you look at that and be like, that's just an executive, or is it one of those things like I told you?
No, I don't look at it like that. First of all,
Because what he had a problem
First
with you
of all,
his artist
first
saying the
of-
same.
This is how I know. I want people to know that this man roams around Midtown. Okay, roams around Midtown Manhattan. This is not a guy that's walking around with a huge entourage, and he is probably one of the richest people in the game. All right, when it comes to music, when it comes to doing what he did, what was that thing he came out with, that show?
Making the band.
Making the band. He also has something else that came out. Anyways, this guy is big time. Anyway, so he's roaming around, and he's one of those kind of guys that's a New Yorker through and through, loud on his phone, obnoxious in real life. People have seen him. No, trust me, no one's running up to Diddy because he's just obnoxious. He doesn't give off the aura like, yeah, come talk to me. He's almost like an Alec Baldwin kind of guy. Like, try walking up to Alec Baldwin in the street. He's gonna give you the finger. He's liable to hit you. Like, that's how he's gonna shoot you. You saw what he did, right? Anyways, I digress.
First of all, see, I didn't do nothing to him. So let's go back to the first of all.
The finger.
First of all is there has been negative propaganda put out about me that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And
when you're from the hood and you're trying to sound smart, negative propaganda, first off, okay.
Really tried to stain my legacy. I've always been a person, I don't like to get just talking people's business and things like that. But
now you do it on the street. Everybody hears your loud ass mouth.
Purpose that when I come back, I can't have y'all following me, because I am here to be a leader and to give some direction. If you think that I'm a scumbag that will ever steal anything, my name is Diddy, Sean Combs. I never took nothing from nobody a day in my life.
You didn't have to. You took it from Biggie.
All I've ever given is opportunity and more money than a person was making. So when I hear or I see things, and I'm like, wow, this vibe that they got on me, like I'm Big Red or something. I came here, I had to open up the doors.
So you're saying you don't steal from artists?
And that's true. That's true. I'm just saying he did ride on the coattails of Biggie Smalls. Right?
Yeah, well, I mean, for rapping, I mean, he was working in the industry. I mean
he was working on Diddy bopping on P Diddy on Biggie Smalls beats. He was like, go ahead, Biggie. And when Biggie died, then he's doing every step I take. He's doing that little,
No, I miss Biggie. Okay, but go ahead.
This is what you saying?
Never.
So how does a narrative like that happen with so many different people?
Because people have this thing called the tap out button. When you get to a certain point and the money is running low, you gotta run this hustle to try to find somebody to blame.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Ooh, who that sound like? That sound like BLM. Okay.
Saying I have all my receipts, and so we are going to do a special.
Oh, we are
a retrospective.
Okay.
With all the artists, and we're going to get this narrative clear because
I believe him.
He gonna make
I believe
money
him, and he's gonna make a shit ton of money off of that.
A lot of money.
Oh yeah, and I actually do believe him. I believe him 100%, Keisha. When people are tapped out, Mace, what do you got? One album? One good album?
Here's the thing. We talked about $1 million this morning.
Mm-hmm. What that look like?
It could be gone in a week. People need to be wiser and smarter with their money. And why would my name is Diddy, Sean Combs, need to steal $3 million?
For what?
3 million, not 30 million. 3. Like, what's the point?
He made 3 million when he took that break in between answers. He made 3 million right there.
right. I mean, he's so rich he didn't even comb his hair before he showed up.
Nah, why would he? Look at him. Look at him.
He look a mess.
he's never looked like he didn't give a fuck. Like
Dirty.
he's starting to look like he's white rich. You ever seen him? Like,
He
have
looks
you ever
dirty.
the
He looks
owner of the
dirty.
New York Mets? You wouldn't even know. He could walk right by you. You wouldn't even know it. The guy is a multi-billionaire times over. This guy is the richest owner in baseball next to George Steinbrenner, the New York Yankees. The
Yes.
guy looks like he still works behind a desk somewhere.
Well, that's how it should be. When you have that kind of
He's
money, you don't
look at him.
generally wear it.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's starting to look like, why do I need to care about what I look like? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna throw a couple of chains. I'm in the hip hop industry, couple
Yep.
of chains on, but I really don't care. I'm not gonna shave. He didn't look like he looks like he's growing out the Jerry curls again. I remember
Right.
when he was with Jennifer Lopez, he had the little something,
I mean, J-Lo, she be making everybody elevate.
Yeah, but she likes to bounce around a lot. She's almost here, she's then going there.
I'm
Like,
just gonna say this.
my
No
love
one
don't cost a thing.
shut up. No one has ever looked as good as they do when they with J-Lo. Ben Affleck
You
has never had that much swag until he was with J-Lo. I
But
mean,
you think
yeah,
J-Lo looks good?
No. It's not her. It's how she makes these men look. Like she always elevates the men. The swag is retarded when you're with J-Lo.
Yeah, I think she is like, she has that air to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she elevates them. Like she gives
Yeah.
them like their suits fit better. Everything looks good on them.
I
when
agree
they're
with
with
that.
J-Lo.
I see what you're saying
Their
now.
haircuts get better. Like everything get better when you with
She's
J-Lo.
like, sharpen up. You're standing next to me, all right?
Yeah,
Like,
you
all
standing
right.
next to this, all of this.
Yeah,
Jenny from the block.
Kai, I don't know what she's taking, but she doesn't look like she's aging at all.
J-Lo she says she has this skincare line, but I believe she's having some work done.
Oh, of course. I mean, you have to be very
Yeah,
gullible to believe she's not.
well, I mean, her and I are not that much different in age, but I mean, she's literally stopped in time. I mean, I could look at a picture of me from
What is she,
20.
like 55?
She's not even that old. She's like what, 52 maybe?
Yeah,
Maybe.
she's somewhere around there.
Yeah, she's close to we're close in age, but I mean, I could look at a picture of myself from 20 years ago and I could see I look older than I did. And there he is.
He's
So
here.
glad the NyQuil worked.
He's like, no. This is why I want to get the sound alerts, because when he walks in, I want him to like have like a do 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 or like some kind of a noise when he walks in, and then he gets to press that alert. He's like, motherfuckers, I'm here. I'm here. He needs that kind of an entrance. All right, so let's see what as he can. There was another part of this that I want him to say.
It comes from different tactics
Go ahead.
when people want to get out of contracts. And a lot of people that's on this, y'all don't know the business, you don't know what y'all are talking about. So it's going to be a teaching moment of love, because it is important. I feel, fight for your reputation.
Mm-hmm. I will say this though. He's right, and he's also dirty, because him, Birdman, with the exception of Rick Ross, who also has signed a lot of artists, they're not 100% honest, Keisha, right? They take advantage of the ignorant guys that come off the street, got a nice one-hit quitter, oh, there goes the next Chief Keef, there goes the next Lil Durk.
No. I don't think they take advantage. They monopolize on a situation just like any business person would do.
Yeah, so but they're not being thorough. They're not being thorough, right? They're probably meaning like, there's a lot of discussions about what you could and couldn't get, what you could argue for, what you can't argue for.
So we all know that the music industry they take your money, right? So the artists, it takes a long time before you become your own brand, trying to make it, right? So in the grand scheme of things, these one-hit wonders are not talented, right? They're just not what I should say what I grew up listening to. You guys got the remnants of what we experienced in hip hop, right? So like they say to you, hey, we can make you some money right now. This is what it is. You're not going to get on unless you know somebody. I mean, unless you're willing to put in the work. Like Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar has been around for a long time. He got ignorant when he got popular. If you go back and listen to Kendrick Lamar when he was underground, his shit was fire. You listen to this nonsense he shaking his head on stage with now in the BET Awards. Did you? And matter of fact, speaking of, did you see the BET Awards?
Oh, we got to get clips of that. Yeah, it was really
See
reckless. It was getting
that
wild up in there.
madness?
I
Did you
saw a lot of booty shaking. I thought it
dude,
was like we
dude.
at the club or like
Yeah,
what is
this is
going
the
on
stripper.
here?
This was the stripper twerking, everybody in the audience shaking their ass awards.
I
That's what that
was
was.
like, what is
But
going on here?
but when you look at like Kendrick, right? He he's always had talent. He's always been writing. He's always done this, right? So like he was always going to be on the rise. When you're someone who like has no real talent, where are you going? You need somebody like Diddy to give you $100 so that people can learn your name in hopes that you can make some money after that. So I
Yeah,
mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's just most of these people are not talented. Most of these people do not have what it takes to put in the work to become something. I mean,
mhm.
that's just what it is. I mean, what is rap music now? Let's just be honest. What is it? Oh,
I okay. Slow down though, Gen Xer. Slow down because
oh,
I like
oh,
I like the variations of it. I like the
okay.
old school. I like the
Okay,
new
okay.
school. I like the
What?
mumbo rap. I like the
Hold on,
mumbo rap too.
hold
I'm all
on,
right with
hold on,
it.
hold on. Name an artist and a song that's old school that you like. Name an artist. I don't want to hear what you like. I want to know the artist. So then we can really talk about it.
Well, I like Busta Rhymes growing up. I really did. I like
Okay.
Shook Ones. I liked Mob Deep. That's Mob Deep. I
Ooh.
liked Nas. I liked
So you like the
Wu
poets?
Tang. I
Yeah.
did. I liked that, and I also grew up listening to a lot of Tupac. I listened to a lot of Biggie
I
Smalls. That was my childhood.
love pop.
That was my direct childhood. That was
Okay.
Nas. It was Jay Z. It was two.
Okay.
I didn't really dive too deep into the Wu Tang Clan because it was a little bit like before. Like
Yes.
I was a
Wu-Tang.
'90s baby, and they were just before that. And so,
Okay.
anyways, I didn't go hard listening to them. I did like the Locks too. I liked them.
Okay. 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 So
So, okay.
you know what it's about then. You know what it's about.
Yes,
Okay.
but
Perfect.
I
So fast
liked
forward.
I
What are you listening
liked
to now?
when it stopped being so wordy. Sometimes I don't like it when it's too wordy.
So
That's
what?
why I could take Eminem in doses. I could take Lupe Fiasco in doses or Common in doses. I need to hear space in music, which is why I like Kanye because he adds that space where I could
Yes,
just
but the
enjoy
difference
the
is with
melody.
no, no, no. The difference with Kanye is that he's actually still saying something.
What do you mean saying something like something of coherence is what you're
No,
looking
no, no,
for?
no, 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 no. Yeah, like his words are he's saying something. He's not talking about nothing. Does that make sense? Like he's
But
actually
why do you want to hear something that is going to make you think? I want to feel when it comes to music.
okay. So then you can listen to Two Live Crew.
To
Just
But
saying.
we got guys
No, 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 no,
today.
no, 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 no.
All
You
right,
can
all
listen to
right.
Two Live Crew if that's what you want to do.
I'm just saying
Everything
sometimes I just
sounds like
want to
a
act
stripper club
ignorant.
music.
I want to Yeah, that's the problem. When everything sounds uniform, I don't like that.
It sounds
I
like stripper
want
club
different.
music. No, it
Yeah,
sounds
I
like
don't,
you're
I
going
don't
to the
mind
club.
having going
That's
from
not rap.
Kendrick Lamar
Okay.
to yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So like listen, when you have music and the beat is hard and it hits, I get it, right? Like I get it. Like everybody wants to feel that, right? But everything sounds like it belongs in the strip club. That's why I like Pop Smoke.
Ooh, you talking my language, Dipset. I grew up in Harlem,
Okay?
by the way.
Yeah. So but that's why I like Pop Smoke, right? So he was like a modern day, like so he gave you like the lyrics, but he also gave you a little bit of that nasty, and he also gave you
He's
the beat that
ignorant. He
was
gave you that
stupid.
ignorant.
Yeah, his beats are stupid, right? So
Yeah,
when you hear it, it's like wow, right? It just hits, right? That's why I like Pop Smoke. My son loves Pop Smoke, but my son is like he's into rap. Like he doesn't like any of this new age, none of that. He'll tell you like that is garbage.
All right,
So he
there's some elements to this, Christina, that I like. I like some elements to it, but not every song. I agree. I don't want to hear strippers. I don't want to hear Cardi B every other song. No, I don't want to hear it. I like hearing well-produced music that I
such
can listen
as
to
such
because I
as
like.
give me an example.
All right, I liked Offset's album, his solo album when he came out with it. I listened to that entire album top to bottom.
Really?
Top to, I loved it. Absolutely love it. Still will listen to it to this day. But any of his other music, I can't. I don't like. I loved it only because Offset understands how to let the music breathe.
Okay.
And
they have things like instrumentals that you can listen to if you want to hear the music.
No, I like the word. I like sprinkling, throwing a little
You know
words
what's
here and
funny?
there.
You know what's
Like
interesting?
one of my favorite Kanye West songs was from the My Dark Twisted Fantasy, Dark Twisted Beautiful Fantasy, right? All of the lights, that
Okay.
prelude into the
Yeah.
the music. I
Right.
love that because he understood. I want you to feel this before you feel it.
Well,
You know
that's
what I
because
mean?
rap is turning into R&B. So they're giving you what you would get in R&B music and rap. That's what's happening. So rap was never supposed to breathe, but now they're giving you this R&B feel in rap. That's all that
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Well, because you grew up in the boom bap phase, you grew up
Yeah.
in that,
When I grew up,
listening to
you know
Tribe
what?
Called Quest.
When you used to buy cassette tape, I know some of you don't know what that is. They used to sell singles on these cassette tapes, right? So you can buy the song in a single and it would be remixed like 8 different times in
Mhm.
all these different ways. And on that remix, you would get a lot of like instrumental where you would have none of the words, just the chorus, just the bridge, whatever. So
Right.
they used to do that anyways. So now they're bringing it back because that is how it used to look. That's how it was done. And now they're bringing it back because you used to buy a single. Like literally, the same song would be on one cassette 12 times.
I feel like Get Rich or Die Trying had a combination of everything that I'm talking about. It had that time where we would listen to the
50?
melody. Huh?
Who are you talking about?
Get Rich or Die Trying, 50.
50. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
he's why Pop Smoke was Pop Smoke. I feel like he embodied who 50 was and brought it to the modern day.
No. No.
Well, how not? How not?
Pop Smoke's a
Bow,
little
bow,
deep.
bow, bow.
Yeah, but Pop is a little deeper. Like he's a
Yeah, with
little
the deeper voice. Yeah, I got
yeah,
you. I
he's a
got
little
you.
smoother. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is like a little slower. It's like,
I think we need more of AJ in this conversation to be able to add into the other angle. Maybe he
how
sides with
can
you
he
more.
add in
Maybe he
another
sides
angle?
with me.
He's a New Yorker like you.
I like Juice World too. Did you like Juice World?
No,
See, I'm one of those guys. I like
no.
Juice World.
I'm not
I
a big
like
listen, I'm not a
A
big
Boogie with the
rapper.
hoodie. A
Yeah, okay.
Boogie with the hoodie. I like
I'm
them
not a
too.
big rap person. Like I prefer lyrics that are sung. That is me. Okay, I'm a Gen Xer. I like
So
music. I
you like J Rock,
Mm,
Isaiah Rashad.
yeah, that's better.
Yeah,
But I'm not a
these
big person on rap, right? Like I never listen to like a lot of rap music.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like that. Like I said, I like all the spectrum of rap to the most
There
ignorant
is
of them all with
no, but there's
Trina.
really no
How ignorant was Trina music though?
yeah, but Trina and that crew, um, they had a niche, right? Like they fell into it, like Little Kim, like it was a niche in which they fell into, right? And that was like your strip club music. Like you went to the club to hear
It's
Trina.
still being played in the South right now.
Yeah, but you went to the club
Yeah.
to hear Trina, Trick Daddy. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of
Trick
that
love the
that
kids.
yeah, that's the music that was designed for the clubs. Like you dance to that, right? Like that's what it was for. Now
You get you
everything,
a munch. You a
yeah,
munch.
like
You get that
everything
now.
is like that. There's like no like rap. It's just like how fast can you shake your ass and clap your cheeks to this? That's what everything
Yeah, but I
is right
mean,
there.
look at this. Look at this. We
Oh,
can't play too much of it, but look at
okay,
this
let's get it. That part.
right there.
That
But
part.
this is how it starts, and then all of a sudden she gets on stage,
Okay,
and
fast forward it.
everybody in the freaking
Yeah,
audience is
fast
now
forward it.
ass shaking. Let's
I'm
get
not
her
gonna
on the
lie though,
stage
these
here.
bitches got talent.
All right, let's see.
I'm
There
sorry.
it is.
What the fuck is this?
And I'm SINGLE. Outside hanging
Ew,
out the
ew.
window with my ratchet.
So
I'm
is this is
I'm good.
Glorilla.
Who
Now
is
I'm
that?
not 100% familiar with her. I don't know
I don't
her.
know who that is, but she on the
Yeah,
BET stage. Okay.
I'm sure she's big amongst these like Corey.
Oh, look at her tongue's out in the back. See, I told you.
Yeah, they getting ignorant. Barry Monkey 99. I've never seen this name. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Fix Live Radio Show. Shout out everybody. Welcome. The
Hi,
new name in the
Barry.
house. What's up, Barry? Yeah, I don't know who this person is.
I don't know who
But
it is.
this
Okay,
is
wait.
just
Fast
one
forward a
of-
little more. Fast forward a little more.
Well, they
'Cause I
start
wanna
ass
see-
shaking in the crowd. They start ass shaking
Okay,
in the
hold on.
crowd.
Press play. I just want to see if she ever raps. This is rapping.
Well, she's actually, this is not like pre-record. She's actually on the mic on this one, right? She's live.
Okay.
Uh
Is she rapping? Or all she's doing is reciting the alphabet. She's literally I'm FLTEROBELMNOQXYZ. That's what she just did right now.
Let's see.
To a
What
beat.
else was another performance that
To the
stood out?
beat.
Anybody in the audience?
Oh,
Anybody
Sean,
in the audience?
P. Diddy's son performed. I saw that. I think he opened the show.
We have Fivio, Foreign, Lil TJ. I like Lil TJ.
AJ, is this music review day? I don't even know how we got here, AJ. We were talking about something.
No. Stop it, AJ. Stop it. This is the music of today's world, all right? We have Joey Badass. I like Joey Badass too. And I think Cardi B performed yesterday. To which also, by the way, she pleaded guilty in New York, Queens County Court to, I forgot what was the charge.
Assault or something.
Counts of assault and Kodak Black also performed yesterday, which his performance was killer. It was pretty good.
All right, we can I just
What's wrong with Kodak Black? You don't like Kodak Black either?
He's okay.
Oh man, I like some of his stuff, not all of it.
He's okay.
I like some of his.
I mean,
he's a little wild boy though. He's a wild boy.
So why doesn't everyone show AJ him with the pink wig? Can somebody drop that in?
Oh yeah, Christina, throw that pink wig in there, like all eccentric, the eccentric AJ.
Who knows, Christina? These people are nobody of importance. All right, let's move on.
All right, so we
should take a break and talk about Herschel.
You want to get into Herschel? All right, I was about to drop Candace real quick.
Go ahead, drop
Candace just dropped a video just recently.
There it is.
Commenting about the infamous White Lives Matter t-shirt. And I think she dropped a nugget that not a lot of people were thinking. They're too busy stuck in their emotions. They're too busy stuck in their feels. This is not necessary for a ploy, but this was for the bigger conversation. And I think she nailed it in this video. Let's see.
Idea that somehow all we needed to do was burn down our own neighborhoods. All we needed to do was have our youth wearing a George Floyd t-shirt. All we needed to do was loot Targets and loot these expensive stores, and somehow justice would be delivered. And of course it wasn't. There is a deep irony and a sad...
I'm sorry, but I don't like sophisticated Candace. I want wild Candace. I like her when she was wild.
Oh, Lord.
She's bridled now. She looks like she's sophisticated. Look, she's looking fancy now. Look, I'm not mad at her.
She's a mother.
I'm not mad at her.
She's a mother of two and a wife.
But I want the wild. I want her to get ignorant too.
Oh wow.
Why not?
Press play.
I loved it when she got on the Hill, the committee hearing, and she's like, "Don't be calling us like we dumb." And I loved it.
I
love that passion.
She still does that, but right now she's making a point.
But she's over here like Mr. Rogers, like she's sitting down with the legs crossed, like she's about to running down the neighborhood. All right,
not that serious.
All right.
Irony when you consider that wearing a t-shirt has led such a tremor throughout the world, right? A t-shirt that says White Lives Matter, which should be implied, right? White Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter. It should be implied. Yet people are angry and they are being vicious online because they can't believe that we have the audacity to detract from the movement, which is a lie, right? Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives Matter, then some of these things that we have been talking about on this show, things I've been talking about throughout my entire political career, would be getting attention, not the t-shirt, right? Not the t-shirt, but these actual statistics that matter. And here are just a few of them. 117
You know we don't like those mathematical equations. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
stats. Here they come. The facts.
The stats, no. Only stats I want to hear is reparations.
That's
That's what
right.
I want to hear.
That's right.
18,626 Black children were killed by surgical abortion in the United States in 2018, right?
Oh.
Those are recent statistics. Just so we are clear, abortion in America has contributed to the greatest decline in Black population since the first Black slaves
I need your sources.
arrived. You will hear people often talk about lynching. This is like a new thing. They like neoliberalism. They could talk about lynching and they compare everything to lynching.
That's what the cops do, modern day lynching.
Yeah.
It's just like being lynched.
Yeah.
Well, for your reference, you should know that 4,467 people in the United States were victims of lynchings from
See, that's a lot though. See, you conservatives like to say that and
Like,
ignore
it's
and
not
not
a
have
lot.
any feeling.
Right.
Yeah. That's a lot. 4,000. That's 4,000. You know what I mean?
1883 to 1941. 3,265 of those people were Black. And you keep talking about lynching as this horrific thing that's happened in the past, right? And yet when you say to people today that 20 million Black infants were aborted, they don't even blink an eye. They don't even bat.
That's a straw man. That's a straw man argument right
That
there.
it is.
Straw man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the kind of argument, Keisha, honestly, that needs to be discussed.
They don't want to discuss it.
Should we be comparing 4,000 to 26? No, but she's making a bigger point. You harp on this, but yet 26 million Black babies have been aborted and no one blinks an eye.
Not even a little bit.
No outrage, no disgust, no skin crawling, no that's a modern day lynching, no white supremacy, no
Yes.
discussion on that matter.
Yes.
They don't have that equal logic applied to all aspects. And that's what she's calling out. And how could she be an agent of white supremacy when she's calling that out and advocating for the Black baby?
Yep.
This is a woman that has a biracial baby. She's advocating for the Black bababy.
Her baby is Black.
All right. Yeah, that's true. She got that one drop love.
Shut up.
An eyelash. No, less than batting an eyelash. They tell those same Black people that they need to be outraged when a Planned Parenthood clinic shuts down. 20 million. When you talk about people that are killed in the millions, when you talk about the Jewish Holocaust, when you talk about the Rwandan Holocaust, people are, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Of course, because it is horrible. But for whatever reason, since we have convinced ourselves to genocide our own offspring, nobody cares. Nobody cares. They don't bat an eyelash. In fact, they tell you that it is your right.
Because when does life begin, Candace? Like when do you believe that life begins? Because I don't believe it begins in the womb. There's no cognitive, there's no memory. Like the heart is not really real. It's manufactured by that ultrasound. Stacey Abrams said it.
Yes.
Stacey Abrams said she knows science. She knows.
Yes.
What's your sources? My source is Stacey Abrams.
So think about that. 20 million Black babies,
Stupid.
and yet a t-shirt is what got attention last night. In 2012, more Black babies were killed by abortion in New York City than were born. Imagine that, your abortion rate being higher than your live birth rate in the city.
That breaks my heart.
And they celebrate it. Do you remember notoriously the governor lit up the city pink when they talked about expanding abortion rights, expanding the Black genocide, light up the skyscrapers pink.
But then they revert to the argument rather than thinking about the baby, Keisha, which you are like, there's a baby, there's a human being. What do they revert to? They revert to taking a woman's right away. Taking your rights away.
It is my right.
And no one's saying anything about the babies.
Right. It's not a baby.
Oh, the baby don't got rights. When do you think rights begin?
Well, if it had rights,
really
then you should be able to get a life insurance policy on it. If it had rights and if it was a baby, you should be
all
able
these arguments,
to. Yeah. Right. Okay. There you go.
And the arguments they
AK.
think is so compelling, Keisha. They think it's so compelling, but someone like me who's still on the fence, has been moved more and more and more towards the pro-life side. Because why? You sound so indifferent to this life that exists. I grew up in New York City. Most of my friends around me knew an abortion meant what? One thing only: killing a baby.
Yes.
We all knew it.
Yes.
Every single one of us, despite the fact we grew up in the most liberal city in the country.
Correct.
And now hearing kids today saying, that's not a life.
Yep.
What? I'm sorry, where the hell do you think I came from? I was at that stage. Keisha, you were at that stage. We were all at that stage.
Correct.
So how can we simply just now demonize or denigrate it and diminish it and saying, no, it's not life. It's not life at all.
Because the
Don't worry about
life
it.
no longer fits the narrative. But like we've always said, if you are drinking and driving and you kill a mother who is expecting, you get charged twice with the baby and the mother. So when it fits your narrative, when it makes sense, then it's a life. Even if you can be 6 weeks pregnant. Okay? You could be 3 weeks pregnant. If there's a life in your body, that person will be charged.
And we all know it ain't that soon, which again, safe, legal, and rare. It's not even safe, legal, and rare at this point. It's rampant in this country. And they're doing it to the point, like in New York State, where the baby could be halfway out the womb and they can still, like up to the day of birth.
Yes.
Halfway out, and they can mutilate that child.
Yeah. But that's what
Kill
I
that
think though.
child.
Like when it benefits them, right? Like when they can really prey on your emotion and they can really pull on your heartstrings. There have been women that have been tragically killed and didn't even know they were pregnant yet. They didn't even know that they were pregnant. They will charge you with that baby's life.
Well,
Scott
they
Peterson
started
was
to.
charged with his Lacey with the baby and Lacey, right? So in the big spectrum of emotion, it's a life.
Some of the states in the union, Keisha, has removed that clause depending on the consent of the mother. Did the mother even want this child? If the mother didn't want this child, then we're not going to account for the other homicide. Like I can't believe we're here.
Well,
I really
the
can't
reason
believe
why
we're here.
they're doing that is because that's the new argument, right? It's a life if you want it. It's a life if it's not a life if you don't. So now they're trying to, in order to keep pushing the narrative, they have to now change things to fit it. So if you are a woman who gets pregnant and you don't want that life, it's not a life. But if you're a woman who gets pregnant and you want to be pregnant, it's a life. Make it make
So
sense. Make it make sense.
if you had a child,
Yes.
just one question. I want to get to this next video. Actually, we'll take a break. If you had a child, and I want to hear everybody's response to this. Put yourself in these shoes. You had a child that's about to have a kid, and they're like 14, 15 years old. What is some of the practical steps you go from there as the leader, the moral superiority counselate in that circumstance? What are the best options? I want everybody, Keisha, hold your response. I want everyone to prepare their answer. Throw it in the chat. Tell me what you would do. How would you advocate through this situation? Because it's a tough situation nonetheless. We'll be back in a moment, folks, right after this messages. All right, welcome back to the Morning Fix live radio show. I'm Macho, that's Keisha, and I asked the question, what would you do if your kid got pregnant at a very young age, which is the argument that a lot of the Democrats pro-life or the pro-abortionists are arguing, saying, hey, do not put this person in a disposition financially. It's not going to be conducive for that child. What kind of life would you give them? What kind of life would you live? so on and so forth. What could we do on the pro-life side to alleviate those burdens and concerns? I guess, right?
Okay, so let's just be honest. Most children at that age are not sexually active. So that is probably the first problem. If we look at actually the children that are getting pregnant at that age, there's something else going on there, right? Whether it's parents are working a lot, they're not around, maybe they're being raised by grandparents. There's a lot of things that go into that. Most kids at 14, 13 aren't sexually active. That's not the norm for having babies. 16, 17, maybe, high school age, yes, but it's not the norm for kids that young to be getting pregnant. And at that point, I think if either I didn't want the responsibility or I didn't think that my child could have that responsibility. At that point, we're going to have the baby because I think it's important that you recognize what this is so you don't want to do it again. So we're going to go through it. We going to go through it, okay? I hope that you are miserable. I hope you're puking. I hope that you gain 50 pounds. I want you to understand the consequences of your actions. And then we need to give that baby a good life. So at that point, we could do adoption. I personally am not giving my grandchild to anyone.
So you're taking your grandchild.
That's my yes. I'm not doing that. Like nothing that
right on the chin.
Yeah, nothing that has come from me, right? And my lineage is going anywhere, right? So I will make whatever sacrifices need to be made. But trust and believe, if little whore Andrea at 13 got pregnant, her whore ass is going through it.
Going through the pregnancy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what? At that point, I might be like, nah, you keeping it. Your life is
all
over.
right. So should we now are we now moving into the realm of utilizing this pregnancy and parenthood as a form of punishment?
It's not a
for
punishment.
a mistake?
It's not a punishment. How are you being punished? You just got this beautiful
Because
life.
you're saying, oh,
No, you just got this beautiful life. How's that a punishment? What's the punishment? What happened to you that was so bad?
You just call Andrea a whore. I don't know how I feel
Well, because
about
I mean, that's what happens if you're 13 sleeping around. Like you shouldn't be doing
that. Acting
that.
up.
Yeah, you shouldn't be
Acting up.
doing that. Like honestly, like I could say this. I know it's gonna sound crazy. My daughter, you know what? I'm not putting my baby's business in the street like
that. Yeah, please don't. This is why you too straightforward.
I'm gonna say this. My daughter's still a virgin.
Why you gotta say it?
No,
see, why you gotta do it?
She doesn't care. And you know what? When I asked her, I said, Andrea, you're an adult now. You're out there. I said, you want to be on birth control. What are you gonna do? Because you could get pregnant. Out there with these little trifling boys. She told me. She said, no, Mom, I don't want to be on birth control. I'm not doing that until I'm ready to have a baby. Because what if I want to have a baby later and I can't because I was on birth control for so long? Ooh.
Yeah.
You see that level of responsibility? That's called parenting.
Yeah. Well, at least you weren't afraid to have that conversation.
No, I'm not afraid to have the conversation. Why would I be afraid? Come on, Macho. Yeah. Like you can't be afraid to have a conversation.
But people are. They say majority of kids learn about sex through porn in today's era.
Okay,
today's age.
You ready? Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. So when you limit what your children are exposed to, right? So when you actually have control, okay, because the control gets away from you quick. So when you actually have control over what your kids are exposed to, you can eliminate that. How do I have a 26-year-old son, good-looking kid, who has had 2 serious girlfriends, one of which he's been with for 7 years, Jasmine, his current girlfriend.
And what do you think attributed to that? Is it something that you did specifically? What was it?
So my kids were only allowed to watch TV that was conducive to their age. So when my son, up until he left my house, was watching the same 5 channels, right? Like National Geographic, like shit that he can learn from. Okay. He wasn't watching music videos, not in my home. Like I can't control what goes on outside. Their cell phones locked down, spyware. I could see every text message. I could hear every conversation. You couldn't download an app unless and without my permission, like lockdown, right? Like I'm not playing. A lot of that is to protect them from the craziness outside, right? Like it's worse now. I told you guys how my son got kidnapped in broad daylight.
What? You didn't tell me that.
I never told you guys a story about how my son got kidnapped.
No, you didn't. No. Not you. Don't generalize me. You didn't tell me that.
Oh yes, Robert, my son. I'm gonna try not to get emotional because it still bothers me to this day. It's been like 10 years. When he was 16, 17, mind you, my son is 6'4". He was walking to the grocery store that was like right at the corner of our house, and two guys pulled up in a pickup truck and snatched him right out of a parking lot in broad daylight.
A 16-year-old.
Yes.
Why do you think they just want?
I still don't know. We still don't know. It bothers me to this day. But if my son was not a fighter, he probably wouldn't be here today.
Oh no.
So essentially what ended up happening, it was weird because that entire day I had this feeling in my stomach that something was wrong the entire day. And at the moment it was happening, I got physically ill. And I started calling everyone. Like, hey, you good? I started calling everybody, my mom, my dad, my brother. I just started checking in, right? I had called Robert first. He didn't answer. I sent him a text message. My kids are not, they have to have the red because we have iPhones. So they are not allowed to turn the red off. That way I know that they saw my message. So I text Robert. I called him. He didn't answer. I texted him. I said, hey, call me. I called my daughter. I called my brother. I mean, I went down the whole list. My husband at the time, I went down because he was a cop. I went down the whole list. I was like, what's going on, right? And as I was doing that, I was calling my mom. I was on the phone, and Robert called me. And when he called, because I looked, I'm like, damn, Robert hasn't read my text yet. He called me, and he said, Mom, Mom, Mom. And I was like, Robert, what's wrong? Like, I was driving in Phoenix, Arizona on the I-10 freeway, leaving work. I left work early because my nerves were so bad. Gridlock, bumper to bumper traffic. And he said, Mom, Mom, Mom. And I said, Robert, what's wrong? He goes, these two guys just took me. I said, what? He goes, yeah, they just took me. They and it's crazy because I tell people in that exact moment, I like literally blacked out. It was just like, boom, like nothing existed. And I had to get like my wherewithal because I was driving. I was literally driving. So I said, Robert, where are you? Where are you right now? So he tells me he's by the high school. And I was like, okay, where are they? Because like now you're trying to play it all out in your head, right? Because his safety is my only concern at that point. So I said, where are you, Robert? And he says, I'm here. I said, where are they? He goes, they drove away. I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah. I said, listen to me. If they come back, don't move from where you are. I said, if they come back, start hopping the fences. So go backwards, like go through people's backyards, don't come forward. I said, did you call the cops? You know what he said? No, Mom, I only called you. Because see, his safety was in his mother. I said, okay, don't move. I said, I got to call somebody to come get you. So I hung up. I called my husband at the time. And I said, Robert's been kidnapped. I need you to go get him. He went in his underwear. He was in the shower. Like he literally went in a t-shirt and underwear to get him. I said, call him on his phone. Do not hang up until he's in the car with you. And then call me back when he's on the phone. I called my mom. I had to call everybody. I had to call his father because I was married to someone else. So I had to call their father. And I said, Robert's been kidnapped. He left his job. He just walked off his job. He didn't say one word. I said, they're going to the police department. I'm headed there. Meet me there. And I literally did 100 miles an hour. So when I got to him, I said, Robert, what did they say? What happened? He goes, nothing. The guy that was driving just kept saying, zip tie him. So they had zip ties, everything. This was like a professional thing. And he kept saying, zip tie. And I said, what did you do? He goes, Mom, I just did what you told me to do. I never stopped fighting. I just kept hitting him and I kept hitting him and I kept hitting him. And then I knocked him out. And the guy pulled over that was driving and said, get your shit and get the fuck out. And it was just like that.
Wow. Wow. I didn't expect this. Holy smokes. By the way, wow. My son walked out of the door, down a flight of stairs, walked down the street around 3 years old to walk to his grandmother's house.
Wow.
Yo, I don't know whether to congratulate the kid or just be scared out of my wickers right now. Like,
Yeah. It took me a
wow.
long time not to cry when I told the story because it's
Oh,
so
that's
emotional
crazy.
for me. And I tell people all the time the incredible part about it was um, as a mother, the emotional tax it took on me. So everything I went through emotionally,
Hmm.
I had to stop carrying my pistol. I literally had to stop for 6 months. Like I wasn't emotionally in the right mind to carry it because at any point, if my son would have looked at me and said, "That's the guy," I would have walked up to him in the grocery store and blew his brains out, dead, smack dead. You're done. Checkmate. See ya. It's been
Hmm.
real. So I had to emotionally, mentally get myself together. And not only that, my son, from the moment that it happened, protected me. When I walked in the police station, I didn't shed one tear. When I mean, I drove 100 miles an hour in an emergency lane, rocks flying up on people because I was in gridlock traffic. Like, I'm not waiting on traffic. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna take you out. And when I walked in, he looked right at me, and I mean, I broke down. Like everything in my body left. Like I didn't even have the strength to walk. He walked up to me. He grabbed onto me, and he said, "Mom, I'm okay. I'm okay, Mom. It's okay. Calm down, Mom. Relax, Mom. Look, Mom, I'm fine, Mom. Look at me. I'm fine. I'm fine." Immediately, he went into protection mode because he knew what it was doing to me. So at that time, this is what I raised. Even in his own scary moment, he was protecting me. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Wow. Did he give a description of these people too and all that?
Well, it's interesting. He gave somewhat of a description, but it was interesting is what they do. I don't know if anybody's ever been through these types of things, but what they take you in a room and it's almost like they hypnotize you because when you're in a fight or flight, you black out, so you don't remember a lot of things. So there's a way to bring those memories forward so that you can remember them because your body is trying to defend itself. So it blacks out. It's a survival mode thing because if it allowed you to really know what was going on, you wouldn't do what you had to do to survive. So the body
Hmm.
itself will shut down mentally so that if you have to kill, you can kill and do it.
Hmm.
Like you'll do it instead of like pausing like, "Oh, I can't do this," right? And so they go through this process. So there were some things that he remembered. We looked at cameras from the grocery store. We looked at all the street cameras going down the street. They took him about 10 miles from where he started. So they looked at all those cameras to try to catch the license plate and things like that, but we never found out. Um, I have my suspicions. It just I as crazy as it sounds, I'm thankful it wasn't my daughter because I probably wouldn't have had a daughter right now if it had been her. I'm not going to speak on that because that'll really take me there. Um,
Is it had anything to do with your work, you think?
you never know. I mean, I was married to a cop at the time. You just you never know, and so we really don't know. So
Yeah.
it was one of those
So you
situations that I thank God to this day that it turned out the way it did. I thank God that my son did exactly what I told him to do. I've always told my kids, you fight, they're going to kill you anyway, so you fight to your death. And make sure you scratch their ass so I can get their DNA. And I will revenge you. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so he did exactly that, and they weren't counting on that testosterone of that youth because he had the endurance to fight them where they didn't have the endurance to fight back because he was young and he could just go go go. He said at one point his arms hurt from hitting the guy. They were so tired, and he said he just heard me saying, "Don't stop fighting, don't stop fighting." He never did. He knocked the guy out. He knocked him out cold. And the guy, like, he looked back and the guy sat up, he grabbed his hair and he just bow. And the guy that was driving, I said, "Well, why didn't you snap his neck?" The underrated aspect of being a spouse of a cop. Yeah, you're never off the cop, family included. So glad everybody is okay. Yeah, and it's the truth. Like you don't know who knows what or what because they're doing their job, and you just unfortunately in today it's easy to figure out who's who because a lot of their information is out there. Um,
Mhm.
but it was as a parent, as a mother, it was very it aged me. It took some time off my life. It was really hard to get through that. My son was great. He was awesome.
My daughter, 13 years old, tried to groom her. He kept saying she is so mature for her age and telling her not to tell me. Well, my daughter is different. And when someone says, don't tell your mom, she comes directly to me. Damn right.
That's right. And you
Good
know what?
job, Katie.
Yeah, and my daughter's the same way. I always tell people, Andrea will tell on you. She is not afraid to tell on you because she knows who her mother is. So I've always said that, and for me, like I tell everybody, it's like pay attention, talk to your kids. It makes a difference. It really does. The relationship you have with your kids should be truly a nurturing, a parenting type of relationship. Being a friend with
And,
your kid doesn't work.
and sometimes you have to you exercise wisdom
Yeah.
and what you discuss with your kid, make sure it's age appropriate. But sometimes you're gonna have to take the gloves off and let your kid know, hey, it's not a rainbow, looking like world. They're not nice people out there. There's some evil people out there. I want you to be vigilant. I want you to be strong. Here's what
Yeah.
I want you to do in case stuff happens,
Well, today
in
we don't
case something
even.
happens to me and stuff
Yeah,
like
but in
that.
today we don't even live in an age appropriate world, unfortunately. They're
Yeah, but
exposing our kids to.
I still believe that I still buy full heartedly of utilizing wisdom. Age
Yeah,
appropriateness needs to still be established because when it comes down to it, they rely on it. Even though
correct.
they'll show us that they don't, the kids rely on that structure.
Yes,
They need that structure. And
absolutely.
and I think we look at the signs of the time, Keisha, and we think, what does it matter? Show them the truth. Let it all out,
Yeah,
right? Let it all out. And it's
yeah,
like, You can't be structureless with these kids. They need you to be structured because then they in their unstructured, they'll figure it out. Like, all right, this is what mom would do. This is what dad would do. This is what okay, dad's always responded this way. Let me see if this will work. Right. So it's
yeah,
just you have to be that beacon of hope, that representation, that example, so that when they are in that jam, like what your son did says, I kept hitting him.
yeah.
You drilled it in his head, and
And
that's
if
all
I
that
and if
matters.
I called him right now and he told you the story, he probably laughed through it. Didn't even phase him.
Oh, I got more than the chancleta, Christina. I got everything. My
Yeah,
mom is a sharp shooter. She like get the glass cup, anything real quick, ha, ooh, and you have to like dodge. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I could dodge a few punches.
yeah.
You may catch me on 3 and 4,
But you can get
but
through the
I'm
first
dodging the
couple, huh?
first few.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, if we
yep.
called Robert right now, he'd probably laugh through the story. He probably would tell it very differently than me. It never phased him. He never changed.
But all right, it's a scary situation, but think of what that does to him as a man today. Like he knows he can survive that,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, and he
just like a
essentially, like,
mm,
he bragged about it, like, I knocked him out.
yeah. Yeah,
I'm
look at
like,
me.
shut the
Look
fuck
at
up.
me.
That shit ain't funny.
I got those scars, baby.
Yeah.
Now when he's got, he's going on a casual date. So I was kidnapped once,
To
and
him,
I beat the motherfucker up. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
To Robert, it was a great thing. To mom, it was like
Oh
death.
man, you're still trembling. You're still trembling. All right.
Yes.
Herschel Walker.
Let's do it.
And speaking about this whole abortion madness, Herschel Walker apparently allegedly got an abortion in which he possibly gave a woman money to abort the child. This opens the door now to a wave of things. The left is jumping all over this, including this person. And I'm telling you, a lot of views on this video. And here's how this person categorized that situation.
The story is absolutely wild. According to a bombshell new report from Roger Sullenberger at the Daily Beast, Herschel Walker, the purported pro-life Republican nominee for the U.S. Senate in Georgia, who wants to completely ban abortion with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the mother, apparently does believe in one exception, and that's when he himself pays for it. According to Sullenberger, Walker was dating a woman in 2009, they got pregnant, and he urged her to get an abortion. The reporting was backed up by a $575 receipt from the abortion clinic.
All right.
Oh,
So
there we go.
this is what I want to look at right here.
Okay.
If you have what you say you have, $575 receipt,
Yes.
then show it. Don't tell me, show it. You
Okay.
can blurt out the names. They've done that. You can blurt out the female's name and leave Herschel Walker's name on it if need be. But my guess is that the receipt doesn't have Herschel's name on it.
Correct.
So that's my guess.
Okay.
And the $700 personal check, you cannot tie it to anything because you can optionally put something on a check that says, "Hey, this is for this." You think he's going to write that on the check?
No.
No, he's not doing that.
Okay.
Also,
but who's keeping
the
that?
other thing is,
Who's keeping that?
this was in 2009.
Yeah. So and
How long ago was that?
so unless you come in with a motive, right? So like unless you want to use this one day in your memoirs, why would you have that information? Oh, because he's Herschel Walker? Because I'm sure they
But
don't
my
have
other
yes.
question is why is this coming out now? The guy said he was running a year ago.
Yep.
Why is it coming out now within 30 days? They're voting right now in Georgia.
Because
Right
they're
now,
voting because they're voting right now and he has a strong chance of winning. That's why it's coming out now.
A get well card from Walker, and a bank deposit receipt that included an image of a signed $700 personal check from Walker himself. So when they say that they've got the receipts, they literally have the receipts. Walker reportedly told the woman.
So where is it?
That it would be more convenient to terminate the pregnancy, saying that it was, quote, not the right time for him to have the child. In other words, when Herschel Walker didn't feel that it was the right time to grow his family, he took advantage of the fact that women had the choice to seek reproductive care. And now that same person wants to make sure that when you don't think it's the right time to grow your family, that you don't have a choice one way or the other.
I don't know one single Republican that's not allotting for that choice.
Right.
They're giving the general consensus is 15 weeks.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
That's the general consensus. Now, there's some states in the union that wants to ban it completely. And the exception is, I can't stand that the left does this without the exception. No, there is exception.
Correct.
That is rape, incest, and the threat of the life of the mother.
Correct.
There is those concessions. So I don't know why they keep saying this stuff. And then they're saying this whole idea of they want to decide what you do with your body. No, you ultimately decide what you do with your body.
Right.
Not Herschel Walker, not Raphael Warnock, not Chuck Schumer, not Joe Biden, not Mitch McConnell with his gobble neck. No, those guys don't decide what you do with your body.
Correct.
They may establish a law that vicariously will do something to the extent of what wiggle room you have, what options you have on the table. But at the end of the day, you do what you want with your body.
Right.
All right. So I don't understand why they keep saying this nonsense. Anything before I play?
No, go ahead.
All right. Yes, I have the Suns video, AJ.
Abortion's for me, but not for thee. In terms of why the woman spoke out now, she pointed to Walker's hardline abortion stance, saying, quote, I just can't with the hypocrisy anymore. We all deserve better.
Oh, you can't now.
Turns out that when your campaign is
whoa, I'm doing the AJ. Whoa. If you can't with the hypocrisy, you have an interesting timing, girl. Almost a political sense of timing.
Yes.
Because the hypocrisy didn't just to start now. The hypocrisy is when you got the abortion in 2009.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
That was over 10 years later ago.
Yes.
Over 10 years. So you saw the hypocrisy then, and now you come out and says, well, I can't deal with it no more. So you have that burden now, 12, 13 years later, all of a sudden.
Right.
It's burning in your loins now because you see the man on TV. Just like Judge Kavanaugh, all of a sudden, this guy, a woman from the 80s goes, oh, he did this to me. Okay, where? I don't remember. Who was there? I don't know. Also, Keisha, did you see that they removed statute of limitation now for that?
Yes, I did. And
God, what a mess.
I think in these situations like this is that I find it to be interesting. Like you say, why are we talking about it now? But who in the hell keeps the receipts? That it's just dumbfounding. The bank don't even have the receipts. Like, where they do this at? But okay, continue.
Well, that's a great question. Who keeps the receipts and why?
Because he was Herschel Walker.
Because I can blackmail him later.
Yes.
But how do you have that foresight to know that? Right? How do you? That's another reason why women shouldn't be president?
That's another reason why women shouldn't be president. We are vile. We are nasty human beings. Women are dangerous. And I keep telling men that they just don't listen. We're dangerous. We really
So be
are. They think
careful
men
where
are
you
bad.
put your
No. They think
Again.
men are bad. Women are worse because we are literally waiting for you to hurt us and saving what we need to destroy you. And if you come with a name like Herschel Walker or any name like that, and they know you're married or in situations or whatever, they know there's gonna come a time where they can air it out. It's like all these women, like one woman comes forward and then all of a sudden 25 others. It's like what we're seeing currently right now with Adam Levine. We're seeing it right now with Adam Levine.
The herd mentality.
Yeah.
Right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta be careful where you put your pecker. Be careful where you put your
Exactly.
pecker. That's what
Ask
you're saying.
Clinton
All
with
right.
the blue dress. Come on now.
Dedicated on banning the thing that you availed yourself of, that doesn't exactly help drive home your message. Now, Walker responded to the story by putting out a statement saying, quote,
There goes that premium.
Hey guys, welcome to Forward. We're a new type of doctor's office that's
this is a flat-out lie, and I deny this in the strongest possible terms. This is another repugnant hatchet job from a Democrat activist disguised as a reporter who has obsessively attacked my family and tried to tear me down since this race started. He has harassed friends of mine asking if I fathered their children. He's called my children secret because I didn't want to use them as campaign props in a political campaign. Now they are using an anonymous source to further slander me. They will do anything to hold on to power. It's disgusting gutter politics. I'm not taking this anymore.
That in 2009...
All right, so here's my thing, though. Bill O'Reilly said it this morning, and he said it the best, Keisha, on the radio station. If he's guilty of this, no harm, no foul. He's a Christian.
Right.
The Christian faith believes in forgiveness.
Right.
But the key to forgiveness is to admit it, right? Admit that you have done something like this. And that's it. Try to salvage your image. Try to salvage yourself
What is
right
he
now.
salvaging? He has the right to change his mind. Like,
Exactly.
what is he
Do we even know if he was a pro-lifer back then, like in 2009? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know this man was even a politician until he said, I'm running.
Right. Right.
So I didn't know he had a political career. I didn't know he had a stance on the matter.
Right.
I didn't know this guy had a stance on any of this. So again, this is clearly politically motivated.
That you paid for an abortion. First question, do you know the woman that is making this allegation?
I have no idea, but it is.
I don't have any idea because, Sean, it was a lot of women. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Never. I don't remember.
This is a flat out lie. And now you know how important this seat is. This seat is very important, that they'll do anything to win this seat, lie, because they want to make it by everything else except what the true problems that we have in this country is. This inflation, the border wide open, crime. They don't want to talk about that. So they're making up lies now because they need this Georgia seat. So I'm going to encourage anyone out there, let's not let them take this seat. If you can go to teamherschel.com, let's not let them take this seat, because if they take this seat, we won't recognize this country tomorrow. Because right now, for them to come out with total lies, I think that's not right.
Let me ask you this. So they're claiming that on September 12th of 2009, that the woman has a receipt for an abortion. They're claiming that 5 days later on September
12th, Keisha. I don't know. They got something.
Well, that's because
September
she had
12th.
an abortion on that day. She remembers.
So they got, she got it. All right. He lying, little. I believe it too. I believe he lying, Keisha.
I don't care.
But again, my whole thing is, you're right. He has a right to change his mind. This man,
AJ.
What he said?
You know what the worst? Listen. The worst part about AJ don't even allow us to build a conversation. He just coming out swinging like he lying. Y'all know when they lying. Stop it.
Y'all know. All right, let me see.
You don't remember.
November 17th, you sent a $700 check, and that you sent it in a Get Well card. The Get Well card, it looks like it's included with your signature in the article. Have you seen it? And
look at that. What does it say there? Pray you are feeling better. Okay. Pray that you are feeling better. That's what it says. And then he's got a signature there like it's an autograph.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All right.
Okay. Is that your signature?
I haven't seen it, but I can tell you, I send out so many get well, send out so much of anything. But I can tell you right now, I never asked anyone to get an abortion. I never paid for an abortion, and it's a lie. And I'm going to continue to fight. You know, I tell you, that's what they want. They want this seat. But right now, they've energized me even more. And they're not going to take the seat. So they better work it even harder because they've jeopardized my kids.
Herschel Walker asked him not to run for office because we all knew some of his past.
All right, so here's Christian Walker. I didn't even know Christian Walker was the son of Herschel Walker. I'm going to be honest.
Whatever.
I didn't know.
Okay.
All right. Every family member of Herschel Walker asked him not to run for office because we all knew some of his past. Every single one. He decided to give us the middle finger and air out all of his dirty laundry in public while simultaneously lying about it. I'm done. All right, Mr. Walker, Christian Walker. You done now?
Okay.
Within 30 days? Why didn't you say nothing before? Like, why is it coming out now, Keisha?
Stop. Okay. Anybody who knows who Christian Walker is knows he on some bullshit. Okay, let's start there. This is what it is. He's seeking attention as well. People, I don't understand why this is such a big deal. Everyone has dirty laundry. Some of our laundry is a little dirtier than others, but he's Herschel Walker.
I got dirty laundry.
But he's Herschel Walker. Like, I mean, anything he does seems extra dirty. If John,
are we making?
It wouldn't matter.
But hold on. With that statement, are we making a concession for him? Are we making an excuse for him?
No, I'm not making an excuse. I'm saying that he's treated differently because he's Herschel Walker. Somebody is calling in. Somebody has the number to the show apparently, and they can call in.
All right.
Do you know that?
As that call's coming in, I know that guy.
Oh.
I know my mom, and I would really appreciate if my father, Herschel Walker, stopped lying and making a mockery of us. You're not a quote-unquote family man when you left us to bang a bunch of women, threatened to kill us, and had us move over 6 times in 6 months running from your violence. I don't care about someone who had a bad past and takes accountability. But how dare you lie?
But we're not talking about them. We're talking about abortion. He's
whoa. He says, how dare you lie and act though you are some moral, quote unquote, moral Christian upright man. You've lived a life of destroying other people's lives. How dare you?
Okay.
Whoa. Looks like Herschel Walker's got a son that's hurting.
Okay.
He's hurting, Keisha.
Where's our caller?
Here's Herschel Walker's response. I love my son no matter what. All right. And here's his response. You have 4 kids that we know of, and you weren't in the house raising one of them. You were out cheating and lying. If you loved your kids, you'd be raising them instead of running for a Senate race to boost your ego. Oh, man. Why? And then apparently Christian Walker deleted a lot of these texts, a lot of these tweets.
Of course he did.
So is this emotional? Is this real?
Yes.
That's what we're trying to get to the bottom.
It's emotional. And he's probably getting some backlash for being his son. And so he's just lashing out, trying to protect his own image, right? Like, why are you defending your father's bad behavior? So, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But the internet is forever. So you can delete whatever you want. It's never going away. It'll always be there somewhere.
Especially with the ability of screenshot, boy.
Yeah.
Woo.
And downloading and
things
like that, screen recordings. I mean, it's never going away.
No, it ain't going away. It's here to stay.
It's here to stay.
And I believe there's a video clip. Hold on. There's a video clip here of Christian Walker that Candance Owens was commenting. We're not going to look at the commentary of that, but I want to see what Christian Walker says on live candid camera right here. For the caller who wants to get in here. Where the caller at? Where the caller at? All right. This is Christian Walker right here. I guess he was saying something to the matter. Let's see.
I stayed silent when it came out that my father, Herschel Walker, had all these random kids across the country, none of whom he raised. And you know my favorite issue to talk about is father absence. Surprise, because it affected me. That's why I talk about it all the time, because it affected me. Family values, people. He has 4 kids, 4 different women, wasn't in the house raising one of them. He was out having sex with other women. Do you care about family values?
I'll tell you right now, a lot of the stuff that you live around, young man, is because of his money. So let's just be careful with how we describe that. But also, Keisha, if it's true that he wasn't raising his kids What do you think about that?
That here's the problem. When you want the life of luxury, you want fame, you want all those things, this is what happens. Somebody's got to pay the price for those things.
That's right. And we do not know, again, we blame the man arbitrarily.
Yes.
It's in the nature of society. Forget women. I'm not blaming women. It's in the nature of society to blame the man because the man is seen as the leader when he's not there to raise the kid.
Yeah.
When he's there to raise the kid, he's looked at as the subservient servant and says, do my bidding, dog.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. All of a sudden, he's you weren't there to. So the man got all the power now when he's not there, right?
Yeah.
He got all the power. He's the leader now. He should be the leader of the home. Well, let me be the leader when I get home, make my sandwich, and have my son sit at the table with me. Thank you.
All right. I think the caller is in the building. Seems like I heard him.
It says AJ for Senate, by the way. It says AJ for Senate.
I thought y'all were gonna video.
Oh, he wants more. He wants to see more of the video. He wants to see more of the proof of the pudding in
the video.
I have a silent lie after lie after lie. The abortion card drops yesterday. It's literally his handwriting in the card. They say they have receipts, whatever. He gets on Twitter. He lies about it. Okay, I'm done. Done. Everything has been a lie. And so for the right to say I'm being suspicious for saying, hey, I'm done with the lies, when you all have been calling me saying, is this true about your dad? Gosh, we're not going to win Georgia, this candidate, all that's been you. You have no idea what I've been through in my life. You have no idea what me and my mom have survived. We could have ended this on day one. We haven't. I haven't told any stories. I'm just saying, don't lie. Don't lie on my mom. Don't lie on me. Don't lie on the lives you've destroyed and act like you're some moral family man.
Yeah, but don't be pointing that finger at me because we're not your dad.
He says he's
Y'all
straight.
care about that. Conservatives. And then for people on the left to act as though I'm...
He's straight?
He says he's straight.
No.
Yeah, but I don't like that he's pointing his finger like I'm the dad.
No,
I'm
but he
not
says
your
he's
father.
straight. He says he's straight. So who's the liar?
What?
What are you? Why you gotta go there? Why you gotta go there, Keisha?
Oh, you are stupid. I just caught it. Go on.
Go ahead. All right.
I'm responsible for all of the things that he has done. I've talked about Father Epps. I've talked all these issues because they've been close to me. Because they matter to me, because I went through it. That's why I've talked about it. So when you say, well, talk about your dad, but I'm saying this behavior is atrocious. Don't come for me. You don't have to like my politics. You don't have to like me. You don't have to. I'm just saying I'm done with the lies. We were told at the beginning of this, he was going to get ahead of his past, hold himself accountable, all of these different things, and that would have been fine. Go ahead. He didn't do any of that. Everything's been a lie. Everything's been downplayed. Everything's been cutting corners. The whole thing. And whose expense is that at? Me, my mom, as we're chased down by the media, we're terrorized, all these different things. People are questioning my authenticity. I'm done. Don't lie. Don't put this on me. This is a candidate issue, not a me issue. I wouldn't have spoken out if there weren't all these lies every day. And just two more things I have to address, and then I'm done with this buffoonery nutjob land. This is atrocious.
It almost looks like he's acting.
He is.
No, he does this in every video. That's literally.
Yes, he does.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is him. This is how he is.
That is literally him.
Okay.
People on the right are pulling up that I did a campaign event with my dad last year. They're saying, well, you supported them all last year and all this year. You look suspicious. No. You all have been calling me saying, why aren't you on the campaign trail with your dad? Why aren't you helping him out? This looks weird. You should go help him. And I've said to you calmly, I'm not getting involved. You don't know my family life. I did one event last year when we were told he was going to get ahead of his past and hold himself accountable. None of that happened. Everything's been a lie. So for me to tell you I'm not getting involved, and then you also be flooding my DMs and calling me saying, I didn't know all this about your dad, we're going to lose the Senate race. And then when I simply say, I'm done with the lies, you go, well, Christian looks suspicious. Excuse me? I haven't told one story about what I experienced with him. I'm just simply saying, don't lie. And then for certain political pundits to be pulling up old pictures I posted of my dad, thinking they can police and determine what my relationship with my dad was. If you want to pull stuff up, I'll pull stuff up.
Wow, this is pretty lengthy. I didn't realize that this is really, like, he's really airing it out. You cut out, AJ.
I said it's juicy. Keep rolling.
This is real messy. Wow.
Don't try me. Don't test my authenticity. All of this has been a lie and you've known it. You've known. So don't you dare. And then to the left, who says, well, he did all this to your mom and you were still with them and, you know, that's weird. You know nothing about my life. My parents went through a dirty divorce. I went through a lot as a child and you don't know anything. You don't know the ebbs and flows of our relationship. Nobody knows anything. So for everyone making these wild theories and whatever, that's crazy. This is about a bunch of lies. Again, I could, if I had an issue with whatever, I could have ended this day. That's not my intention. My intention is don't lie about your life at the expense of me, my mom, and all of the people that you've affected throughout your life. You don't get to pretend you're some moral family guy. You don't get to pretend all these things. Talk policy, talk normal. Do not lie.
So I will be honest, because I've been over here in Paris, I have not fully gotten into what's going on and what conflict is.
Mommy nice. You out here in Paris, girl? All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Out there in Paris. I'm just curious to see how she's gonna come behind this.
From what I can tell, his son, Christian Walker, who has become a personality on Instagram, kind of came out and said his dad's a liar and his dad has not been there for him. And that's why he's so strong on father absence, because he feels like his father was absent and basically the values that he is espousing are not authentic. Now, my first question that I will ask is the timing of this ? You know, we're just ahead, a couple of weeks away from the election. And I feel that Christian had a long runway where he could have said something about this. Doing it a couple of weeks before, I guess I just have questions about that. I don't know what his thinking was or why he felt like now was the right time versus.
Yeah, I mean, again, these are the thoughts I've had immediately, right?
You can't tell people when to be fed up.
Well, I mean, anyways, I look.
I reached the breaking point the day before your fuck it. You I was gonna shut the fuck up till you started. But go ahead.
I just feel like if this guy is guilty 2 ways to Sunday, then just admit it, get it over with. Hey, you know, we did, or we mutually agreed on this abortion, and that was 12, 13 years ago. I'm a different man now.
But that's
it. Just move.
That's all I needed to be said. But to go Kyle and when that's us, like, and we all, I can look at your eyes, tell you, like, so it's like, no, who told you to say that? Fire them right now. You could have. This could have been so much that just said that was my stance then. I have and you can go over all the political reasons. That's it. But to sit up there and dismiss this person, and nah, you don't get that pass on that. Don't lie. But I know Republicans are trying to win by any means necessary.
Yeah, they're just acting like Democrats right now. That's the problem. And for me, it's like, at the end of the day, just say what it is. It's not going to kill you, because there are a lot of loyal Herschel Walker supporters right now. Exactly. They like the man. They like his message. They believe in him. And you know what? He looks different. To me, sometimes he sounds a little weird. But hey, we got someone in the White House that sounds worse. I understand Herschel Walker more than I understand.
Talk about Cardi B.
By the knees.
Damn, Herschel Walker can't speak either.
Yeah, I'm saying I understand him more than I hear by the knees. By the knees to me don't make no damn sense. Math ain't mathing up there. And I will say this. There is, all right, people are like, oh, well, you know, it's his son. Look at his son is saying. The left is going to use this to validate. Look, there's clearly an issue between father and son. right? I'm probably going to have that down the road with my son. At the end of the day, I'll face it. But with this situation here, he should have, knowing that he was running for senator, he should have confronted this issue a while back. I agree with this on this side with AJ. Confront this. Deal with this with your family first. Say, hey, look, it's gonna get messy. It's gonna look nasty, but can we handle this in house, right? When it does come out, not if, when it does come out, can we handle this in house as a family? I know I have been a scumbag before. I'm a different man today. Let's do it like this. You know what I mean?
But that's
What do you think, AJ?
But that's literally what Christian said in the video. I had this discussion, and you said you was going, you're going to admit your faults. You're going blah blah blah, rock with it. When you start lying, so now when I'm quiet, a media person, I have a personality and a platform of my own. Why are you not out there with your father? And you chilling. It just I guess just gets to the point where and you just get to your breaking point, and no one can tell you get there. I'm at my breaking point. It is it may be right before your election, but guess what? You call it this if you didn't renege on the original agreement. That's it. Period.
That's it. Yeah, and then to double down on it, Keisha, AJ, to say I'm gonna sue the Daily Beast.
Yeah.
Brother, if you really gonna sue, I want to see it. Most of us are gonna want to see that.
Ask him to spell,
because it's just.
Well, you know what? He has poor people on his team, because if he had real support on his team, they would be like, "Look, we need to deal with this." So, if this
rip off the Band-Aid right now.
Yeah, if this happened, we need the truth, and we need to present it to the people accordingly. Please do not allow, because if let's just say he wins, let's just say he gets in. If it's true,
right
now you're gonna have to step down because something happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or
but it just will it will tarnish his whole reputation.
Right.
That could be avoided, right? So let's just deal with it. Let's just process it. People are forgiving if you are honest. And I mean, it happened like 99 years ago. It's not like it happened yesterday or last week. So ultimately, now you're allowing your own family to turn on you. How does that even look, right? You're out here presenting this family, and your own family's turning against you.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. A black man's problem in America.
I'm gonna put the poll out there. What should Herschel do?
It's supremacy. Getting Herschel Walker.
I love when AJ gets worked up and he's like, "I'm calling in." I love it. He's like, "Oh, I can't take it. I got to get my voice out there."
I was like, ah!
I love it. That's it. I'm calling in.
All right. I just started a new poll there, folks. What should Herschel do? Tell the truth or lie? And see where just see where we stand here.
You know what the problem is? I mean, maybe like he isn't exactly all there. Maybe he truly doesn't remember this.
He don't remember the shorty he was probably with, but he knows probably, But we don't look. They say they have receipts. They say they have a date. They say
Hold
they
on.
have a check.
Hold on. You realize that women lie too, right?
Of course, AJ, women lie too, right?
Right.
So,
but to really confirm the signature, he said that's his signature.
Okay, we could probably go on. It didn't say her name. It didn't say like Mary. I hope you're feeling better.
Praying for you. I'm sorry. Leaner is done doing his job, but he didn't go. But yeah. I mean, like, I'm praying. I mean, whatever.
I'm being like, it could have been like a fan. It could have been like a fan. They could have bought that on like eBay.
That too.
I'm just saying.
Look,
I know. Hold on. There's no date on the card. There's no date on the card. There's no name on the card. It's just a goodwill card that he probably could have sent to someone in his fan club.
And he says, "Pray you feel better."
Yeah,
and
that could be anything. I mean, somebody could be like, fighting cancer.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of. Kathy, we're gonna figure out how to get. Wait, how do we get that? Where did that sound come from?
What sound?
There was a little sound, ring. Like I heard a little ring.
Oh, that ain't me. I didn't hear that. AJ, you hear that?
Nope.
That's probably AJ's hookup line.
Hookup
on the phone.
All right, so let's check out that poll real quick. But we know of a certain someone in the White House that has a child that came out and said something about their relationship, right? So it's not far-fetched. Family is messy. The thing for me is, if I was his speechwriter, if I was his PR person, I would say, listen, Herschel, you want to deal with it now or later? Which one, buddy? Now, okay, guys, come on. Let's get the story together. Let's go. All right, who is she? I want information. Get Daily Beast on the phone. Come on, let's go.
and I hear you, but I mean, I'm also being like the devil's advocate, right? Like, the fact that of the timing is the only thing that makes me question this, right? Like, if this would have came out a year ago when he first announced that he was running, I probably wouldn't be like questioning it, right? But like, so close, they're starting to vote. This is happening, and now all of a sudden, now you want to tell us? It's like the person who talks to a celebrity or has an affair with a celebrity for years, and then all of a sudden now they want to air it out because that person ended it, right? Now I'm going to tell on you. It's like, well, we don't care now. You should have told us that a year ago. Why did you continue for a year? Oh, now you found out he's not leaving his wife for you? So that's the problem that I have with this entire situation. Whether or not
AJ for Senate made a point already on this. He said, I don't care if it's the day before.
Really?
He said, let it out.
Okay. That sounds like something AJ for Senate would say.
Like, if Keisha reached her breaking point to the election, that's it. Like, I had every opportunity to avoid.
No,
it wasn't like the family wasn't working with me. They were saying, as long as you do this, we good. You know. Okay. But you doing all now that you've lied about it, you can't. First, you got to Jussie Smollett the fuck out of this now. So,
I'm done.
You can't say, No, nobody wants. You should have literally, when it was brought up, say, yes, that was made at that time in my life. My perspective has changed, and this is why things that happen, and blah blah blah. And you can give people out of you, and you could also show that you are flawed. You were one. Now you see life differently. But no, it is route. So go ahead.
But it's better to deny, and apologize for it later, because, hey, they're taking the page out of Joe Biden's page when they canceled the laptop from hell, and then now they're apologizing for it later. Right?
When you a nigga who's a Republican, it don't work. It don't work that way. You know it. It don't work that way. So it's just best to just clean it up right there in front. So this week we deal with it and we done. Let's move on. No, you don't have Joe Biden's.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He came in. He awoke and chose violence today.
That's why we're getting in trouble on the clock app, because we forget where we at.
But we're doing good here. We're doing real nice here. We found a good home here, right? Did we all find a good home? Throw an emote in the chat. Yeah. We found a good home here on the Morning Fix live radio show here on Twitch. The best live radio show, because we have the best audience, the best guests, the best people a part of the show. We're doing great.
Let's do it. Why are we seeing him?
Well, here's how we're going to wrap up the show. We're going to wrap up the show with this.
Thanks for everything. Thanks for coming down. We appreciate it. I'll kick the fee. No one fucks with the Biden. Yeah, goddamn right.
That's right. Remember, Keisha, AJ, everyone watching, no one fucks with the Bidens.
Wow.
I'm so mad I can't put it down.
No, do the cereal. I don't even know how to do it. The way you do it, I can't even do it.
He's so fucking stupid. No. And you know what he sounds? He tried to sound tough. No one fucks with the Bidens.
No one fucks with the Bidens. You know what I mean? I got Secret Service that put people in the ditch. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it.
Fuck off.
Hey, you remember my wife, huh? You remember my wife?
My lord.
imagine on a hot mic. He's like, my wife used to live one day. And she's not alive anymore. We knew it, motherfucker. We knew it all along. We knew it. You did it.
All right.
All right, y'all. Thank you, AJ, for timing in. And
no problem.
You know,
it's Friday
just remember,
tomorrow.
Uncle Ruckus is an agent of white supremacy, everybody. Just remember that. And on that note, take a shot, everybody. Have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Morning Fix, best live radio show here on Twitch.
Peace.
See ya.